Pre-research.
Well, not as much pre-research. Setting a specific lineup.
Setting a lineup, and bringing the infielders in, and they can play over.
But that happens during play.
So
that doesn't happen. Right.
They can't. Yeah.
That's not the same as them saying, it looked like the Patriots knew what play we were calling 3 plays before we called it. Mm-hmm. Which is what I believe it was Donovan McNabb who said that. So I feel like it's much worse in football because you're stealing an entire plan, whereas in baseball, the plan is a lot more fluid, and you pinch hit based on who's pitching. You change your pitcher based on who's hitting. You call the infield in, the outfield in for specific players. You pinch run. You don't do that kind of thing typically, and especially not in the NFL,
right.
Where if you put a quarterback in who specifically runs the Wildcat, mm-hmm. It's going to be a run play.
Right.
You know what it's going to be. If you put, if you call a specific pitcher to pitch to a batter, it's one-on-one.
Mm-hmm. And who's to say like that then and there that who's to say you can telegraph the pitch and it's going to be thrown. Who's to say it's not going to be the pitcher misses his mark and you still swing at it.
Right. I think there's a lot more things
to consider. It's baseball is for the most part. You really just have to wait and see for a lot of the time, and there's so many frustrating aspects as to good players getting on base and being left on base and by the scenario.
Right. So I just feel like the strategy in the NFL comes a lot more during the game in Major League Baseball. I'm sorry, I got that the other way around. It comes before the game in football, during the game in baseball.
Right.
So I feel like it's not as big of a deal as it is in football, although when you are purposefully compromising the integrity of the game, it is a big deal.
Sure.
All right, so that's all I've got to say about the Red Sox. Unless you have more to say, I'm ready to move on. If you have anything else, feel free to say it. I think I'm just grasping at straws here now. I'm just flabbergasted.
Sure. I mean, just to close, I mean, we might hear a little bit more about this down the road, especially as the playoffs come up. But I think, like you say, in the long run, you take a little bit away from the credibility of the game, but as far as severity, I don't think it would hold as much merit as if this were to happen, like in football. So should be interesting, as we go forward. And I know, a few of us, we've started to kind of draw up our postseason predictions. So as we get near, I'm more happy to hear and really excited to.
For the time being, I'm sticking with mine. I said Yankees, Diamondbacks, Diamondbacks win.
Okay.
Sticking with that for now.
I'm curious to see, like you say, and I think maybe you seem pretty confident with the Yankees. I'm going to say that it really comes down to the wire with Boston and the Yankees. And National League, I know we've seen kind of, the D-backs are on a mini streak now. They may have something for the Dodgers, hopefully.
Well, now they have the series lead over the Dodgers now, 9-8.
Right.
So they won the season against the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks. They beat the Dodgers more times than the Dodgers beat them, which is impressive.
Of course. And of course, postseason is a totally new, different arena as far as how the pitching works and the rotations, but I'm going to be a little bit optimistic too. I was watching a couple of games yesterday. I'm willing to see even like Milwaukee get up there, hopefully like Ryan Braun, he gets on a mini hot streak, gets them in there. So there's definitely a ton. If you're ignoring baseball right now, definitely double check, because there's a ton of competitive wild card races going on right now, regardless that a lot of the divisions are locked up. But
yeah, I mean, nothing is set in stone yet. Red Sox haven't clinched the playoffs.
Right.
Yankees haven't. Who knows? Red Sox could lose the next 12 games and be out.
Of course. And, we saw even, too, with Houston, just picked up Verlander. That should be interesting.
It's only interesting because he's taking Kate Upton with him.
No, if you say that. But I guess, should we do that now or wait a little bit for our World Series prediction?
Oh, we'll wait till everyone's here.
Yeah,
and
that'd be better.
We'll wait until the playoffs are set before we do that.
Fair enough.
Because I don't want to be the fool that says, I think the Yankees and the Diamondbacks are going to be in the World Series, and then the Yankees not even make it.
No, I mean, if you're on the mark as far as how you call football, you should be fine.
I do think it's going to be Yankees Diamondbacks.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, everybody here, we kind of finalize. I want to say, I'll say Houston and L.A.
Houston and the Dodgers. I bet our Not a Clue podcast.
The only reason I'm going to go with L.A. is I think they've have way too many good teams over the years to come up so short, and I think I just kind of really want to see them be able to get it done.
I think that's.
Yeah,
I mean it's a game, or if that is the World Series, it'd be a series of teams that 3 years ago everyone thought was terrible.
So. I mean, we've seen that before. I mean, we had what was it, 2015 was the Mets and the Royals and the...
Oh, my God, yeah.
Mets and Cubs NLCS and was it Royals and Toronto?
Was it Toronto?
I can't remember. I know it was 4 teams, and I remember everybody saying, boy, somebody's going to win a World Series that hasn't won one in the past, 20 years, so...
I don't remember. But, like I said, I'm sure our friends at Not a Clue podcast, or at least one of them, likes your prediction because he's a Dodgers fan, and Brad.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
favorite player or just...
I don't know. I'll find out on the 23rd when I venture up north.
That's right.
To go visit them on their podcast.
Should be enough.
Not a Clue podcast.
Looking forward to the episode. And,
I'm looking forward to being on it. I'm also looking forward to the drive there. Get to drive through the Adirondacks.
Excellent.
And stop at a Ponderosa.
They're still around?
They're still around. There's a Ponderosa on the way to where they live. So don't want to give their location away. So I'm not going to say much more than that, other than there's a Ponderosa near them.
We'll have an excellent dining experience. And,
I sure will.
We're definitely looking forward to that episode and hearing you on there with those guys. So
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
And that's Saturday, right? The
23rd.
9/23. All right.
9/23, yep. All right, so we're going to move away from baseball.
All right.
And we're going to go to basketball now. Finally, Kyrie Irving is officially a Boston Celtic.
As of last Wednesday, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just recap the craziness.
Yeah.
The craziness that was the trade. Kyrie Irving says he wants out of Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be traded, and the team that pulls the trigger on a big-time trade is the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics offer Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, and
Ante Zizic.
Right, Ante Zizic, and a first-round pick for Kyrie Irving.
Is it like a 2018, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there 2 picks? Wasn't there
Yep. The Celtics, the Cavaliers, right before everything gets finalized, wait a second, Isaiah Thomas is hurt. We need you to throw in Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, and pulled the ultimate bad guy move of acquiring him, but then saying, oh, he's damaged goods. We need more than just that.
Yeah.
And so the Boston Celtics are like, all right, we'll throw in a second-round pick. And so then the Cavaliers are like, okay, we're good. So now, for 3 players, a first-round pick and a second-round pick, Kyrie Irving is officially a Boston Celtic.
Just cleaning up a little bit there, huh?
Yeah, obviously the Celtics got hosed. But the trade in particular is not what I want to talk about tonight. I have a few questions. Right. Because at the Celtics press conference, Gordon Hayward said that he almost became a Cavalier, but LeBron put an end to that. So my first question, him saying that, does that show that LeBron James has too much power in the Cavaliers organization?
For the time being, it seems so. I mean, I know at the end of this upcoming season, he's a free agent, and I guess I would predict that. My prediction would be that it's all kind of like a front. He'll be hanging more than one season. But yeah, is he the dictator out there? Is he calling the shots for the most part? I'd say yeah.
It absolutely shows that he has too much power within the Cavaliers organization. Dan Gilbert has got to be the worst owner in the NBA in terms of allowing a star player to dictate your team. Especially a star player that is not going to be on the team next year.
You don't think he holds?
I think he leaves. I think he's heading to Los Angeles. I think he's going to be a Laker. Him and Lonzo Ball. Chris Paul is going to go there when his contract is up. And Paul George is going to be there as well. And don't be surprised if you see Carmelo Anthony there in addition. But I think he's definitely heading to Los Angeles. If not Los Angeles, then San Antonio.
Right.
He certainly has way more power than he should. If LeBron James wants that much power, then he should just outright buy the Cavaliers from Dan Gilbert. Because that's what he's acting like. And I know I'm going to have people say, wait a second, Dolan is the worst owner in the NBA. But Dolan has been making some smarter decisions in the last few months, firing Phil Jackson, promoting Steve Mills to president, bringing in Perry. So he looks like he is ready to just let things go and let the front office run the team, which is obviously the right move for the New York Knicks. The hard part is that he empowered Carmelo Anthony with the no-trade clause, which he has earned. You can earn a no-trade clause
right.
If you do certain things. You've been with the team for a certain amount of time. You led the team in scoring or something like that. I don't remember how you earn it, but all that matters is he has it. And yes, Dolan did empower him by giving him said no-trade clause, but not to the same extent that LeBron James is holding that organization hostage. Mm-hmm. Clear example. He is trying to not make that team better by making Kyrie Irving want to leave. And you can see he is visually, vocally, and obviously a jerk in the locker room, and not someone that I would want to be around. So I don't blame Kyrie Irving for not wanting to be there. So when you hear Gordon Hayward say things like, I was going to sign with the Cavaliers, but LeBron James put an end to that, what else is there to think?
That's I guess from both realms, it's too. You feel like they're really, in that trade, giving the, future picks, they're already thinking about, once he's gone, this is how we're going to rebuild, so to speak.
Yeah, well, they're also thinking about flipping the Nets pick that they got in the trade. Well, no, the first round pick. Right. Trying to flip that for a player now. Well, what's the sense in that? Who is LeBron James going to allow this team to trade for that will help him win now?
Right.
Nobody. No one that any team's going to get rid of. I can't think of a single person. I mean, you'd have to break up Golden State.